My name is Merline Worgess, and I'm a year 3-4 teacher at Gainsborough Primary School. I work in the law Key Stage 2, and I am science lead and year group lead. About 4 years ago, the assistant head teacher selected 2 teachers and said they were sending us on a maths program. So we had no idea what it was about, but when we went, we were introduced to learning by questions, and we were taken through how it works and everything like that. Well, for me, not being a very technical person, it was scary, but anyway, I came back, I got myself in, I made a lot of notes, I went home and practiced, and we had a sort of competition. The persons who made a certain amount, we won ourselves a school interactive whiteboard, and I was the first one. We had to give feedback, use it, and give feedback at the end of the day, and I was the winner in that course. The first thing for me, which was very great, was the no marking. You could quickly assess your children, but you didn't have any marking to do, and the feedback was there, and the children were fully engaged. They could work at their own pace. You could be talking to individual children, and the rest of the class wasn't aware that this child was here. And the children worked at their own speed. And what I loved about it again was the questions were differentiated. So sometimes they start with the knowledge, and then later on the children, some of them start to struggle, and then we had to pause and get a little bit of teaching in between. But that worked. They think it's great because when especially you're working and you put the pie chart up and they know how confident they are, like we have been using it to test our maths, how confident they are, and they say, oh, that means we need more practice. So it helps them to self-evaluate their learning too. And it tells them how good they are at something, and it gives me the feedback that I need to the, well, these children, these are the questions that they struggle with, because you can look and see the questions that they're finding difficult. The pupils are excited about the program, and we have them now in a particular type of routine where we do it for morning works. So that helps, and they come in and they're focused, they're ready for handwriting, LbQ, learning by question it. And if they, like on a Friday now, we do something else, they're asking and say, are we not doing learning by questions today? So we see that there's a buzz with it with them. It saves a lot of time marking. You don't have to be marking. You have something that quickly tells them the answer. Learning by question tells them the answer, if they're right or wrong, gives them feedback, and they're very focused when they're on it. You never get children messing about. For they know it's learning, but it's fun, and they're getting ahead, and their partner next door can't see whether I'm struggling or not, but the teacher can. It makes my workload less tedious because I can get a quick assessment of the children based on a topic that I have covered. And this, for me, I can easily just show someone and say, see how confident these children are. These ones, I have a little group. And when I give ASL's children, I say, okay, use learning by questions, and you are going to answer this question set, and see how they go. For me, in my class, I use learning by questions when I've finished one of the science units to test how well they are. And sometimes I use it as a teaching tool. I go straight to it and answer the questions, and we do it as a group. But like this afternoon, they will be doing it on their iPads. Our school is made up of a wide ethnicity of children from different backgrounds, and we are one of the, well, when you're saying less, is not really depraved, but we are one of the lesser boroughs with a lot of needy children and so on. So in using learning by question for these children, we can practice and practice and practice. Like last week and the previous week, where we used learning by questions, and for the year 3 that we were discussing with the teachers, and they said they couldn't get speech marks. So here we were, whole week they were focusing on speech marks. So by Thursday, most of them were scoring full marks. So for these children, the learning by questions helped to promote long-term memory. It would hit us greatly if learning by question was taken away, because searching the internet and surfing, I've never seen another program like learning by questions. These question sets are ready and they are streamed, so there's no problem there, and it's accessible to all. Because I can have it in my class, the more able are doing one question set, while I get to teach the less able, and then I will say, okay, do this. So I can, and the class, if you came in the class and see the children with learning by questions, no behavior issues. Behavior is another thing it controls too. The children are focused, no one is playing about, they're really into what they're doing. We are in a trust, so sometimes we meet and we share good practice. And one afternoon I shared learning by questions as my best practice, and the other schools, Earlham and Kaizen, and Pathways were very impressed. First of all, I gave them iPads and I set a task for them to do, and then I went through how it works, and so, and they could, I said, do you know another program like Learning by Questions? And they said no, because they had one which they thought was very, very good. Don't remember what it's called, but when they saw how Learning by Questions was, they were very impressed. And that was the highlight of the evening. I feel honored to be a part of such a great program, Learning by Questions, because as a teacher, we need something that is not time consuming and give us results instantly.